Hey everyone, welcome to WittCode. In this video, we're going to learn how to use React State to work with arrays, and also what a JavaScript Mutable and Immutable are. So to understand why arrays are treated differently by React, we need to first understand mutable versus immutable in JavaScript. A mutable is a type of variable that can be changed without creating a new value. This is because they're stored in a variable by reference. In JavaScript, objects, arrays, and functions are mutable. To demonstrate, we can demonstrate this by creating two variables that reference the same array. Here we have an array called myArray1, which consists of an array of numbers, and myArray2, which points to myArray1. When we alter the first element of myArray1, so which would be this right here, and set it to 27, notice how also myArray2 of 0 also gets changed to 27, which we can see printed to the console over here. And this happens because both of these variables are references to the same array. On the other hand, an immutable is the opposite of a mutable. It is a value that cannot be changed once it is created. In JavaScript, booleans, numbers, and strings are immutable. And we can show this with a similar example, but instead of using a mutable, we use immutables. And let me actually change this to let. But here, myval1 and myval2 are not references, but contain the actual variable value. Therefore, altering the copy does not alter the original. So when we have myval set to 1, if we set myval2 equal to myval1, and we set myval1 equal to 27, myval2 is still 1, which we can see here, and myval1 will be 27. So in React, both mutables and immutables should be treated like immutables. As an array is immutable, we need to treat it like an immutable. This means that when updating an array stored in state, we need to use non-mutating methods. In other words, we need to create a new array or make a copy of an existing one. We should not push new values into it, call pop to remove a value, reassign the value at a specific index, etc. This is because if we store a mutable in React State, it will actually store its reference. Pushing and popping values from the array does not update the reference, but rather what it points to. So for a simple demonstration, let's create this React app and make it so it works with state of an array. Here, when the app component is being rendered, rendering app will be logged to the console, which we can see it logged over here. When we click the button, add a person, what it does is it pushes WittCode to the people array. So if we click this, and we're adding a person to the people array, notice how the app component is not being re-rendered. So we're not seeing rendering app being logged to the console anymore. And this is because the people array is being mutated, but the reference contained in state is not changing. No state change, no re-render. If we want the component to re-render, we need to provide a new array. And we can do this with the ES6 spread syntax. So here, instead of pushing to this array, we can do this. And now if we click add person, we can see each time rendering app is printed to the console. And this is because the ES6 spread syntax allows us to create a copy of an array into another array. In other words, the reference being held by the app component state is changed as a new array is being used entirely. So this here is a new array. Besides the spread operator, we can use any method that returns a new array, so we can also use a map. So if we change this here, now to use a map instead, we will get rendering app printed to the console each time we add a new person. And we can actually use any method as long as it returns a new array and isn't mutational. So for example, we could also use filter or anything as long as it returns a new array and isn't mutational. But so this is my video on React State and arrays. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. But besides that, I want to thank you for liking and subscribing today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.